Wait, before you immediately click off of this video, please, just give it a chance. Please. Thank you to those of you who have stayed. Let me just get my opinion off on CW's The Flash. Now, I'm a younger person, so I didn't start watching The Flash in like 2014. When I started watching, it was around 2018 or 2019, and I just saw it on Netflix pop up one day. I was sitting on my couch and I decided to watch the show because I saw a baddie. I think it was Linda, her name was, and she was with The Flash or whatever. So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna watch this show. The majority of the internet up to this point in time has come to an agreement that The Flash fell off at around season 3 or 4. That's when it really started to just become this mess of, oh, the power of love is what compels all powers. If you don't have the power of love, you can't succeed. The show has always been something about, oh, if we don't have love, then what do we have? And that's a major problem that I've seen with the show for years now, since I've been following it for years now. Now, this video doesn't have a script, so this is not going to be like some substantial, oh, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of evidence for why the show is bad. This is just me talking about what made me like fall out of love with the show in general, and how the show fell off after not just season 3, but season 2. Now, reason number 1 why majority of people stopped liking The Flash, which I feel is like kind of undeserved, is Iris West. And Iris has been a part of the show since season 1. She's Barry's love interest. Now, I'm going to lay off what I don't like personally. Why did they have to make these two, Barry and Iris, basically siblings? If you don't know what I'm talking about, Barry's mother died by the hands of Reverse Flash in season 1, prior to the events of season 1, but you know what I mean. And Barry's father was blamed for the death of Nora Allen. Therefore, Barry Allen had no parents present in his life. Ergo, he had to live with Joe West. Ergo, making Iris West and Barry Allen adoptive siblings. Another thing that made a lot of people hate Iris West was because she was such a dick to Barry for no reason other than shitty writing. It turned a lot of people away from the show, because why is the main love interest, who we've seen can be a decent character, such an annoying, garbagely written character? For no reason other than why not. We've seen Patty, we've seen Felicity, we've seen Caitlin Snow, Kara as well, Supergirl. All of them are more compatible with the main character of your show than your main love interest. So that's reason number 1 as to why people just stopped watching the show altogether. Here's reason number 2. If you love watching The Flash, or loved watching The Flash, then you've probably come across some of Madvocate's videos. Big shout out to that guy. I love watching his videos and his 4-part series. He has a 4-part series on why The Flash is so horribly written. He's not saying it's a bad show. He's just saying the writing is really terrible. And he's completely correct. The writing is really bad. That's reason number 2 as to why people stopped watching this show. I want to test and see if you're smarter than the CW writers. Here's what we're going to do. You have super speed, and you have a team of people behind you. With your super speed, you have the ability to relocate anybody in the world. You have the ability to put anybody in handcuffs without them noticing. You have the ability to sneak up on people. You basically have the ability to go invisible. You have the ability to multiply yourself, essentially multiply yourself, and you can basically do anything to get the one up on your enemy. Now that I've laid out each of these abilities that you have, would you, A, use one of these abilities to take your enemy to Star Labs or prison? Or B, would you stop to talk? I will give you 5 seconds. Time's up. If you said A, you are a much better thinker than the writers at the CW. Because if you have, I don't know, 3 brain cells and have watched an episode of The Flash, you would know that Barry Allen stops to talk. For some odd, apparent reason, the writers of the CW like to cuck their characters and make everything about the power of love, like I said earlier in the video. They like to make everything a team thing instead of Barry just being able to, I don't know, relocate their characters and move them to Star Labs or knock them out or trick them. Because the writers don't like their characters, they will not let Barry do this. Now, the next thing that you might say to me is, oh, it's pretty hard to write a character like the Flash. It's so hard to write a character that's so overpowered in the comics that you can't give him anything larger than like Mach 10 speed, or he'll just be way too broken. Stop lying to yourself. Go watch One Punch Man and come back to me with that same opinion. I dare you. It is very much possible to write a show about a character that is extremely overpowered and nobody can stop them and still make the show interesting. It's just the CW didn't know how to do that past like season 2 of The Flash. I'm not going to give them a pass because, oh, The Flash is a hard character to write around. You know what I mean? The animated DC universe, the DCAU, did it pretty damn good. So I'm not going to let The Flash pass off with that excuse. Now on to my next point. Reason number 3, the team. I got sick and tired of having to hear Barry listen to another speech about running Barry running. It gets annoying after like the 3rd or 4th time of them saying, run, Barry, run. It was cool the first time when Harrison Wells did it, or Reverse Flash did it. And it was cool when Zoom said, run, Barry, run. You know what I mean? In their race to basically save or destroy Earth. That was cool. But when you do it over and over and over and over again, it gets so damn annoying to have to watch over and over again. It sounds repetitive because it is repetitive. And then having Barry have to report back to a team all the time. Now, I'm not one that's going to be like, oh, but the comic said this, so your thing is wrong. No, I'm cool with new adaptation. But Comic Barry was cool as hell and didn't have a team and didn't need a team. Therefore, he's not a cop. Reason number 4, and possibly the final reason, the writers and actors felt like they just stopped caring about the show post like season 5. It felt like the writing obviously took a dip. The actors' energy and what they put into the show and into the acting in the show felt like it just went on a nosedive, especially Tom Cavanaugh. I know he did not care about this show post season 5. The only person that gave a crap about this show was probably Grant Gustin, because he is the only thing that kept this show running. But the writers stopped caring, the actors stopped caring, and therefore the fans stopped caring. Because why should a viewer care about something that the people who are making it don't care about? It felt like they were just doing fan service by making episodes of this show continue. They didn't have to, they didn't want to. Therefore, I'm not going to watch. Another thing that brings me back to bad writing is the fact that there are so many characters with so many powers, and a lot of them aren't even related to super speed. They are just metahumans. Now, a big problem that I have personally with this is that it just shows that they don't know what they're doing with their characters that don't have any powers. They didn't know what to do with Iris, so they gave Iris powers. They didn't know what to do with Allegra, so they gave Allegra powers. They didn't know what to do with Chester, so they gave Chester power. They didn't know what to do with Cecile outside of Joe, and they gave her powers. Do Do you see how it just gets repetitive and it's a cycle? I don't know what I'm doing with this character, so I'm just gonna give them superpowers to make them relevant to Team Flash. Hurts to watch, and it sucks to watch, which is why I gave up the show. But that does conclude this borderline rant video about how much I hate CW's Flash now. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope I can see you in the next one.